Welcome to the stream, folks. Hope you're all having a lovely Saturday night, and we're about to start with getting another animation onto our monsters, and I want to check something, which is yeah, that's weird. Basically, my stream still shows 479 subscribers, but in actual fact, we managed to hit the 500 tonight, or earlier on today actually. So we're on 500 at the moment, so I don't know why the little thing isn't showing, but we shall remove it in the meantime, and we shall now get on with it, shall we? So the idea here is that our monster is basically going to scream at the player. So we're going to call it screaming. Okay, and then we're going to move it up one. We're going to save that. Okay, and we only have it, I believe, here. So this is what we're going to add. Okay. Now what I'm going to do in this is we're going to use this first, and then we're going to get the animation changed so that the monster still looks forward. Okay, so he's not kind of looking down at the ground while he's screaming, but it gives us something to work with. So that's what we're going to do. And with that in mind, we're going to have to change a few things here. We're going to have to change our animation blueprint, where he just has idle, and we're going to have to add a state called scream. Now eventually we're going to have an attack as well. Right, so in the meantime we'll create the transitions, and we're going to be doing it on the monster state, and it's going to be equal to screaming. Okay, so we'll add that to there. Quick launch SDK problem. Can you specify what the quick launch SDK problem is? Right, so that's going to give us that error because we're not translating back out. And well, there's going to be a few things we have to do here. actually, you know what? After the scream, we are actually going to be okay. When I try to launch the game in Unreal Engine 4, Unreal Engine 5, I get SDK error and the game stops. But everything works normal when I hit play. Okay. I still don't kind of get that because. So, where are you trying to launch the game from? Are you trying to. Right, okay. I'll show you what I mean. Right. Do you mean that you're trying to launch the game from the project folder? Like from here? Like right click launch? You're getting an error if you do that. Right, because I don't understand why you'd launch it in Unreal Engine 4 and Unreal Engine 5. That kind of doesn't make any sense. Well, the next question would be, can you launch it in standalone? Like, right, so when you hit play, it's okay, right? But okay. Well, I don't know what you mean by launch, right? I'm going to guess that you mean press play. Right, so what I mean is, can you press standalone game? Does it work then? Now, it sounds to me, without seeing anything and just listening to you, I would guess it's something to do with a plugin. There's one of your plugins isn't building properly. Right. Well, the next question is, can you package it? Can you package it successfully? But I am still siding on you've got some plugin. So what errors do you get? Because what I would suggest is that if it won't package, then it's going to point you towards a problem. Right? So what you want to do is, hang on a second, or what I would do in this particular case and not having seen it, right, what I would have to do, what I would suggest you do, in my case what I'll do is I'll save all, right, then what I would do is I would go to package the project, right, and I would go for wherever you're going to package it to, then make sure that you get the output log, you right click, clear it, and then the things that are stopping it are only the red things, right? So the first time you package it is going to take a while because it's going to do the shaders, but once you've done it once, it shouldn't take too long after that, depending on the size of the project, of course. But this is not going to take very long. But you can ignore white messages. You can pretty much ignore yellow messages. The ones that are going to cause it to stop are red ones, right? So just look at the file paths and track down where it is that it's failing, okay? And that'll probably point you towards where the problem is, and it'll be like some plugin, right? So the best thing to do for you is I would switch off all the plugins that you're not using, right, if you've added any. Then, as I said, I would try to package it up and see where you get errors, because that's going to point you towards problems, right? So this is going to work, right? But you'll get red messages that say, that'll point to blueprints, or it'll point to a particular file or folder or texture. And that'll give you an idea of probably where the problem is, right? But my first sort of clue would be, it's going to be a plugin, especially in Unreal Engine 5, right? Or it's going to be something that you've migrated, or assets that you've brought into it, right? So those would be the ones that, oh, there we go. Right, so here is how you can troubleshoot. Yes, the Discord is in the description for this video and every single other video. Right, but try to package your thing up and look for these red messages, right? Now, I'm getting one called Game Blueprints, GT Chronicles, Gameplay Settings, Unknown Structure, right? So I know how to fix that, right? But it gives me a clue of where the error is happening, right? And I'll imagine if your game has the same kind of problem, or a problem with a plugin, or a problem with an asset, then it's going to give you the information here, right? And probably it's going to basically fall over itself, giving you error messages, and they'll all sort of point to the same place. Right, now, as I said, I know this is going to fail, right, but I know how to fix it. It's anything with this gameplay settings in it. I just basically need to go into all the blueprints, Yes, I am Boosty Bleep. Right? So, unfortunately, I did a stream on this the other night on packaging for the first time, right? But unfortunately, I had done too good a job and I had no errors, so I basically couldn't show an error, right? But here is the perfect example of, especially if you use structures and data tables and stuff, you'll come across this one quite a lot. It's easy to fix. All you need to do is find out the blueprint that is using a specific structure, right? So this is game instance, gameplay settings, unknown structure, right? And basically what I need to do is compile it and refresh the nodes, and that's it. That's all I need to do, right? But I've got to wait till it completes first, so thanks for that. Crap happens. We can cancel it, right? So we can dismiss that, right? And we can basically go into here. Then we've gotten off the beaten track a bit, but this is an interesting one. So our GI Chronicles is in here, right? So all we need to do is come in here, refresh all nodes, and then compile, save it, save all, and then I'm hoping I've read the output log properly. So if we check here, gameplay settings, and this should be right. Don't think it's using them, but I have changed the gameplay settings. So blueprints, main GI Chronicles, blueprints, GI Chronicles. Now the one thing here is yes, that's it. Main GI Chronicles, GI Chronicles. Right. Normally, if something went really wrong with struct, okay, I'll need to take a look later. I hope you understand, I'm kind of in the middle of streaming. But what we can do is we can clear the log, and then we can start it again, and I can maybe take a quick look while this is rebuilding. So I can basically do that. Okay, it looks to me like you need to open up your launcher, go to the library, and check in here. Like, I don't know what things you're using, but like verify and make sure these are all up to date, and then check the installed plugins and make sure those are all up to date. That would be my first guess. Okay. But yeah, that's what I would go for first. I've never come across that problem, but oh, here we go with the bots. Well, at least it's giving me something to do. I'm killing bots here, by the way. At least it's giving me something to do while I package this up. Right, so there you go. No errors. And that's it, basically finished. Okay, that's it done. Packaging complete. So that's what to do when you've got errors when you're packaging. Okay, and it's another way of checking what is causing problems outside of that. But if you just check your directory for where the error is coming up, then that should point you in the right direction. Okay, so where were we? Right, so we're in this animation and we're turning to scream. And I wonder what state we're going into here. Yeah, it's idle walk. Right. Now the question here is, what are we doing with our AI? Right, because this is going to be the interesting thing. So if we look at our monsters and we go to our tree, we've got chasing, and then we just move to, and then this is basically right. So that's okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to here, then I'm going to move it to there, and we're actually going to do that. And then, so the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to wait for a certain amount of time, which is basically the animation length. Right? And then in our actual controller, we're not going to say chasing, we're going to set it to screaming. Okay, and then it's actually screaming that's going to set our value to then chasing. Okay, so we'll save that. Okay, and we're now going to have to go into our level and drop our, I believe, our demon into this. Yep, it's our demon. So we'll minimize that. Then we'll go to maps 1. We'll save all that. And we're going to escape that. I didn't press play anyway. Right, there's our player start over here, where it should, well, we were testing something over here. So now we're going to put him back to where he should be. And then we shall drop in a monster. Right. Right, let's just make sure that's kind of in the middle. Yeah, it quite likes that. I quite like that. So the next thing we're going to do is get our demon guy and drop him in. Right? So demon dude can get dropped in there. And that'll do him. And then if we press play, okay, he did not find us, and why he didn't find us I don't know. Or sorry, why he didn't scream I don't know, but anyway. So let's check out and see if he perceives us. And then we'll check out how this is going. Right, because he might actually be doing this. But if he did, we'd actually be going into the scream animation. Right, so we want to have a look at this. to see which animation or which state we are currently in. Right, apparently he's up over there. Right. So he's into screaming. Which isn't what I actually expected to see there. Well, that was weird. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't even set that up. Right, I'm an idiot. Right, hang on a second. Yeah, I've not got an animation pose in here. Duh. No, I hadn't set the animation up, so it wasn't going anywhere. It's fine. Has he perceived me? That's bonkers. Right, there's something I've forgot. There's something I've forgot here. Because this isn't breaking. No, this was all working. This was all working perfectly. Right, we're setting the E-monster state. And we're saying player detected. Now, it might be something to do with that. But it's not. I'm not sure where I use that. Yes, but it's in here. It should move to here, right? But the thing is that I've changed the monster state as well, right? The point being that the animation blueprint is separate from the AI, right? And it should be playing the monster scream, the zombie scream, right? Because in the state machine, it basically says if the monster state is screaming, then it can enter the transition. Right? So fundamentally, it should be jumping into this transition into the scream. You see, but it doesn't seem to be perceiving me anymore. Right? There's something went strange here. Right? Because this monster is not perceiving me, or this would work. Right? Now, if he gets within a certain distance of me, it should fire that I'm too close, right? Which is something slightly different, but that should still fire as well if I get right up next to him, right? So there's get close, right? And now he should be screaming. But he's not. No, I don't need to, mate. I don't need to. This should have worked. Right? I'm guessing that this isn't going to work either, right? There's something happened. There's something being changed, or something being saved, or something going on that isn't quite right about this. Unless no, it's right. They all use AI Cont Monster. Just thinking here, is there something in here that I've done? Nope. That is correct. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to refresh all nodes, and I'm going to compile this. Right? And we're going to do chase again. And he's done the got close, but he's not perceiving me. Right? He is not perceiving me. So what I'm going to do is, this has changed. There's something weird happened because this was all working. Right? So I'm going to bring in Nosferatu and see if he is the same. And that's a got close. But he should have seen me. Right? So there's something weird going on here. That this is not firing. And we're on AI site config, AI site. I haven't changed a goddamn thing here. Okay, and we know it's using it because it fires this, right? But it's never firing this. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I've had issues with this in the past, right? And the idea is restart the project. The way to fix it is restart the project and see how that goes. Forget that, that's nothing to do with it. Go to maps. I've had my troubles with this in the past where all of a sudden AI just stops working. It just goes, nope, not going to work, not going to work, not going to do jack. Right, now he should have perceived me and he didn't. Right, now he didn't. Number one, he didn't perceive me. Number two, although those what do you call it? Yeah, taking that off. Right, so I'm going to enable this breakpoint again. So for whatever reason, I'm going to have to move this out of the way a bit. Right, he's not perceiving me. Yeah, he did. He did there. Step over. Right. So we can set this back to screaming. Right? And he definitely did perceive me there. Now, I don't think the distance is enough. Right? You should obviously see me at a much further distance than that. Right? But where did he go? Right, there he's there. I suppose we can go to the edge. Right, we don't want to get too close to him. Right. He still hasn't perceived me yet. What? Yes, he has. He actually has. Right, I'll show you. He's actually stuck in screaming. Right? He's stuck in screaming. Okay, maybe he's not. Yeah, he's stuck in screaming. Right, which is kind of what I expected. But it didn't go into that animation. Right, set eMonster state, and we set eMonster state. Right, and the animation, let's go back to the actual monster. Oh, of course, he's not set up to actually do that. It's only the other guy that is. Right. This is where the fun starts with. When you're only working with one and then something goes wrong with the monsters or the AI and it's doing weird stuff and then you forget which one you're doing and you haven't added the other animation yet, so basically it can't do it. Right, so we'll move it to there. Right, that's fine. Is it my imagination or is that a really fast monster? Is it just moving around like a complete lunatic? Is that now stuck and screaming? If it stands there just doing that, it's stuck and screaming. Right? Yeah, it is. So the question is, why didn't it not play that animation? Right, you can see that's what it's supposed to do. Right, tell you what. Is it something to do with this animation? I'm not buying it. Oh, this is a weird one. Always fun when things don't work the way you want them to, got to say. Right. So we're doing that. basically we're going to do an out of there. It might be that it's because we haven't got a transition out or something weird that it won't do it because it's kind of stuck in there. So we're going to actually do this, and we're going to say monster state get, and we're going to say is not equal to screaming, right? And now we're going to have to set, we're going to save that, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to set a task, right? And it's going to be the same as this, except we're going to do not set to wander, we're going to set to chasing, right? So basically we're going to copy this, we're going to have monster state, and basically we're going to do this. Okay, so if we go to AI tasks, we're basically going to duplicate this, and we're going to set to chasing, right? And then we're going to set to chasing, and basically that's it. And then in our monster, we are going to do a task, and it's set to chasing, and we're going to pass in the monster state, and that's it. And now the thing is, we need to find out how long this scream thing is. So it is 2.8. So all we need to do is go back to here, and our wait time is 2.8. And that's it. So once he's done his shout, it's going to jump to here. Okay, and at that we're going to go and grab a cigarette. So if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like and subscribe, and check out the description for links to my Discord, and also ways you can support the channel through Patreon for as little as $2, so you can get your name in the credits for $5, and also my previous game on Steam, which is only $4 for a tower defense game. I shall be back in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere, guys. Okay guys, we're back and let's have a look at this issue, shall we, and see if it is actually working, because we will expect now that it's going to chase him and then go into, it's going to go into the screaming and then it's going to go into chase, okay, or at least it should. Okay, so it has perceived them. Now that perception seems to be getting blocked, right? That seems to be getting blocked, so I'm going to have to check. And now it seems to be in here. Where did that task go? What on earth? Weird stuff going on tonight, people. Weird things going on tonight. Actually, not weird things. I put it in the wrong place. And it appears to me that wooden blocks and pickups are blocking perception, right? Now halfway down that wasn't long enough, which should have been complete rubbish. He should have saw me there. Right? Now that is actually correct. Right? But this doesn't seem to be firing. Or at least this one doesn't seem to be. Wait a minute. Well, this is weird. Right, so I'm wondering, this is all very strange. Right, that's fine. This is fine. And you made it a 5. Right, let me just check one thing here. I want to see. I want to see the Vamp Hunter. I want to see his animation graph. Right, and these are basically the same thing, right? Idle to clapping, clapping to idle. That's fine. This one works. Right? And this works off the very same principle. Right now, I'm wondering if this is doing the same thing, or there's something definitely weird going on now with this, because this was working fine before. And there it's fired. Right, I'm guessing that there's something wrong with that animation. Right? I'm guessing there's something wrong with that animation. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go clapping, right? And how is it you do this? I can't remember how you do this. Which one is it? Right. Retarget. Right. And we're gonna demon vamp. Right. Retarget. Okay. So if we go to demon vamp, oh damn it. Was it in content? Yeah, it was. Right. and we drag this into animations. Right, and we've got clapping. So in our animation blueprint, we shall do clapping, and this will tell us. Now strangely, is this set to looping or something? I don't think so. It is. We don't want it to loop. Yeah, we want this one to loop. Right? Right, now, let's have a look at this clapping, right? Right, you see he's not under the ground or anything. Right? So, what I'm thinking is that that animation, because it was under the ground, was screwing up. Right? This one here, if we look at the zombie scream, see how he's standing under the ground? Well, that would actually take him under the ground in the game. So I'm wondering if it's something to do with that. Like something weird like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something weird like that. Apparently not. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Right, I've done something really stupid here. I continue to do really stupid things, apparently. Right, if we go back to our monsters and we go to our there, that should go to there. Actually, no, it shouldn't. No, that's right. Nope. Yeah, we should wait. This shouldn't be 5 seconds. That should be 2.8. Deviance of 0. Right, now hang on a second. Monster state. Right. So that is right. Press play. So we're wondering He did not perceive me at all. Right, okay, whatever. I'll tell you what. This guy. This guy needs to slow down. Right. I mean, I'm not buying the fact that he was moving too fast, but we're going to move these things that could block him. I'm pretty sure. Right, what we'll do is we'll go down here and we'll get rid of all these things that could block his view. And he still didn't see me. And he still doesn't see me. Or maybe he does see me, but there's something going on. Right, he's chasing me. Right, he's screaming again for some reason. Right, he's not changing animations or anything. That is bonkers. I don't get it. I don't get this at all. This is really weird. Right, that his perception has just basically reset or something. It is absolutely weird. I just don't get it. Right, this whole thing is just totally bizarre. It's as if this perception thing here has just went nuts. Right, this is bizarre. I don't understand this at all. This was all working and suddenly now it's not. It's not perceiving, it's not doing anything. Right, we're not going to be able to see anything if we do that, that's for sure. Right, we'll go down here. Right, so everything is out of his way. I don't get it. Now he perceives me. Right, resume. 1, 2, 3. Right, so that's working, right? Because what's happening is he perceives me, and then he waits for 3 seconds, right? He doesn't do the animation that he should be doing. Right? But then he goes to do the next thing, which is chase me. Right? Which is exactly what should happen. Right? The only part that's not happening is now I'm just wondering if there's something to do with this. But I mean, in theory, we should be finding the player, right? But if we look at our thing, we set this, right? So we know it's equal to screaming, right? That waits for 2.8 seconds while the animation plays, because it should have started playing, and then it sets to chasing, right? But for some reason it is not playing the animation. Right, now we kind of had an idea why that's not doing that, right? But we've no idea why it's not doing anything else. Okay? And that's not doing anything. This is one of these. It's one of these that's going to be something stupid, but it's going to be a pain in the backside, because it's not going to make any sense. Or it's going to be like a reload of the program, or something stupid, or something really weird. Right, we're going to go back to here. And we're going to say it equals chasing. Right, we'll have a look at this again. That looks absolutely fine. This looks absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with this at all, but there obviously is, but I can't quite determine what it is. In the first instance, he's not perceiving me very good. The question is he actually perceiving me? Because he doesn't seem to be. I don't get it. Now he's perceived me. Right, we can go to here, but he's chasing me. See, this is weird. This is too weird. Okay, I'm going to go to our in fact, what we're going to do is we're going to call it a night because it's been a pretty quiet Saturday. Not much doing. I'm going to get off, have a beer. So if you've enjoyed the stream, hit like, subscribe. Check out the description for my Discord and for ways to support the channel through Patreon and my previous game on Steam. I shall be back tomorrow at 2 PM Central. Hopefully we've either got this sorted or who knows. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye for now.